Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm trying to fix this light when I'm doing this. Please like and subscribe. It's another Vlogmas. I've decided that I'm not going to do daily vlogs because I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. But it's been so far today has been a crunchy day. I was supposed to work. I was supposed to have 2 days of temping, and when I got on site, the person who was my supervisor, they didn't I was at the front desk downstairs, and they talked to me on the phone. They were like, yeah, we canceled you. Yeah, so 2 days of work. Luckily I have babysitting tomorrow. I found some work for tomorrow, but it's like I got dressed, I took the train up to 59th Street. That's where the Bloomingdale's footage is from, because after this all happened, a little bit embarrassed, a little bit like, and it's cold. It is really windy today in New York. I was like, well, let me go home. I'm like, fuck it, let me go to Bloomingdale's. I didn't buy anything, but I went to Bloomingdale's, and I took the elevator up to the 8th floor, and I just went down. I went to different floors, and that's where the footage is from, and I felt so much better. I don't know why. And then I talked to one of the associates. He was really cool. I told him what happened. He was like, oh God, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it was fine. I came in here, and as much as I want to cancel, Christmas, I'd still love a good decoration and a good store, and I didn't buy anything. I just went to look at stuff. Look at all the fun stuff. Look at all the 1%ers. Yeah, that's what's happening. New York is very cold. The thing about New York is, I'm sure there's other places that are colder than here. Obviously, there's, places in the Alps. I think what makes it kind of unbearable in New York, and makes it cold or brick or whatever you want to call it, is the fact that there is this wind, because there's a Hudson River, and then there's the East River, and it's an island. Let's not forget, Manhattan is an island, and it gets really windy. When it gets really windy, that's when it's kind of unbearable. I didn't even look at the weather. I think it was in the 30s, but it probably felt like 20s. Who knows? I'll stop complaining about the weather. All this to say is, I was thinking about manifesting. I hope I piqued your interest with that, manifesting things. And I also am very realistic about life, because why wouldn't I be? And I remember watching a creator who does a lot of content regarding, he's not a financial wellness creator, but he does a lot of he watches YouTube videos, and he does TikToks. He watches TikToks about financial things, and he has certain topics that he talks about, mostly how people mess up their finances. His name is Zach Rios. I like him. I'll link him below. and he's a very kind of serious guy, and a lot of the videos are about cars because people apparently, I mean, I live in New York, so I don't need a car, so I don't understand the culture, but obviously in parts of the United States, you do need a car because everything's so spread out, and they don't have great public transportation. And a lot of his videos are about how people are getting ripped off with cars, overconsumption. And recently I saw a video where people were talking about, kind of adjacent to what he's talking about consumerism and people overspending and doing really ridiculous things. People spending out of control because they believe that spending I can't believe I'm about to say this. Spending links them to manifesting more money. And I get where the idea came from, but that's not how it works. Like, so I get the idea that people want to welcome in wellness. I mean, welcome in wealth, and showing the universe that, yeah, I can take wealth, that I should be on this timeline of wealth where I spend things and I have the money to spend things. Sounds appealing, and that's why people are spending, but that's not how you manifest stuff. Like, seriously, are not manifesting things by putting yourself in debt. It doesn't make any sense, but I do see both sides. Like, to me, you're looking at it like, okay, so you're spending more money to manifest more money. And I think there's been a bit of a confusion, because it's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. But here's some ideas that are equally as, I don't know, if you are on the manifesting train, I have some like cheaper tips than like blowing up the bank, because that's not going to get you close to manifesting. Manifesting is about getting your mind, your spirit, and your physical environment all linked up. And it doesn't mean you should be spending money until you're poor, because that's not how it magically happens. And you just don't magically make money appear. But let me explain. So here's the thing about manifesting. It's like a radio, and I'm sure you've heard this analogy before. It's like a radio. You want to tune yourself up to the right frequency. You want to get yourself there. But to get there, everything kind of has to line up. All the like an old school radio, like the bars and the lines have to line up for you to get there. And for you to really manifest anything, you have to, my light went out. Sorry, I had to get a new light. This actually is better. So yeah, like I said, radio dial, radio frequency, manifesting. And for it to all kind of line up, you have to be mentally willing to welcome it, receive it, right? And receive not just the money, physically money, like I think a lot of people get that mixed up, like physical money, but the ideas that come into your head about how to obtain the money. This is where people get confused, because I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna manifest $1 million. That's great and all, but if you never had $1 million or never had anything over like $1,000, how are you gonna manifest $1 million? Like, it should be a gradual process, right? Also, people just assume the money would just appear, right? And sometimes it does. Sometimes it I'm not gonna, woo-woo it or whatever, that a magical check will appear, someone gifting you money will appear. That's totally happened to me. Like, suddenly have a check for an amount of money and stuff. The thing is, in most cases, I feel like the way the money will appear, like if you're manifesting money, I'm just saying money because that's the one thing people manifest a lot of. For the money to appear, an idea will plant in your head. Like, you're like, I've been meaning to do X, Y, and Z, and maybe that's the way you get to the money. Perfect example. I've had this happen where I've been like, oh man, I really need money. Like, I don't have a job, or actually I was looking for a job, I should say. And there was an old person I interviewed with, someone I interviewed with for another job a month ago, and it didn't work out. So then, like, in that moment, I was like, yeah, I really need a job. I really need a full-time job or a part-time, whatever the case may be. and I want to do whatever, hospitality. Just giving you a baseline. And then I was like, oh, and I remembered this person I interviewed with months ago who was part of a big corporation who had different places you can go. So I contacted that person like, hey, how's it going? I know it's been a while. Just wondering if any of your sites had an opening for X, Y, and Z job. And wouldn't you know it, they did. And that's what I mean with the idea. Obviously, it's great if the money just appears, someone gifts it to you, or you get a check in the mail, or someone calls you to tell you you have a bank account that maybe you forgot about or something. But in most cases, I would say it's an idea to how to get the money. Either through a job, I don't know. It doesn't, like, for me, in my case, this is my experience. I mean, there's other people who will say, yeah, I totally just got a check in the mail, or someone just sent me the money. I feel in my experience, it's always been an idea to get to the money. Like, oh, I should call this person, and that person will have a job or the money. You know what I mean? I hope this makes sense. Also, spending your money on really expensive stuff to call in more money. I don't know. It just seems like if you're trying to show the universe that you can hold on to money, wouldn't it be irresponsible to just spend it? Like spend it without care? I think that it's a lot more relationship-wise. I don't know if that makes sense. To hold on to money and maybe buy one thing. Like, I think the best thing to buy if you want to show the universe, if you have to purchase anything, if you want to show the universe you're ready to take in more money, is to buy a really nice wallet, right? And sometimes that doesn't have to be like a Louis Vuitton wallet. I have, let's see if I can show you my wallet. Like, I have a really nice wallet. Let me take out all my cards. I don't want to show you. I don't want to be one of those people that shows credit cards. It's a really nice wallet. Oh, there's a receipt. So this is my wallet. It's a red wallet. It's really nice. I don't put any, like, I don't, I keep it clean. I have like a St. Michael's coin in there. Keep it super clean. I put this little charm in it. It's really nice. And then when it starts getting a little like not so great, I'll get a new one. I don't keep receipts in this. I don't keep receipts or anything else in that. I keep it pretty clean. I don't have a lot of cards in there. I have like my library card and my ID and my it's not a Metro card, it's one of these cards now, and my health insurance card. And that's it. Like, I don't keep a lot of stuff, and that's what's important. Keep it simple, keep it clean, and just have like a nice wallet. And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Like, I think this one cost me $10, maybe less. If you have to go out and spend it. I think that if you spend too much and you spend carelessly and you rack up your credit or whatever, I think that shows the universe that you are not responsible with money, and why would they come into your life? You kind of have to look at it as a relationship, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you're into. Like, you have to look at it as maybe a romantic relationship where you have a good give and take. And yes, you can say, hey, I'm gonna welcome in these days. I personally like to write it out in a journal. Like, yes, I want to welcome in more money into my life. Universe, help me figure out how can I manifest this. And I feel like most times I'll come up with an idea and I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to follow that lead. And it could be something as simple as, I don't know, maybe go to, definitely like me contacting that person about the job was a great lead. But it could be as simple as, why don't you go out and have a coffee? Maybe you'll meet somebody, I'm not saying you'll meet somebody there, but maybe it's like, hey, go have a coffee at this shop and like enjoy. And maybe you'll meet somebody there, maybe there'll be a flyer up, or maybe you'll bump into somebody, you never know. All that to say that don't spend all your money. That was the one thing I was like, what? People are spending all their money to manifest more money? Like, That's odd. That's suspicious. Please don't do that. Like, we are in hard economic times. Like, I mean, I go on the TikTok. I know what's like 90 the TikTok. I do see people like spending, but you got to remember that those people who do those like restocks and spending on insane stuff are either in debt or are being sponsored. A lot of them are being sponsored by certain companies, especially if they're and it's unfortunate because it's always like these really rich influencers who probably pay for it on their own. They'd be like, look what I spent, and you're just like, no you didn't, you got that for free. Trust me, I worked in media and you know, PR. I worked in fashion. I know how that stuff interacts. I know how that interacts. I used to make gift boxes. I used to like help to set up events. A lot of them are getting that stuff for free, right? Or they're getting a coupon to go get it, or they're getting refunded, or a lot of people say tax write-off, but not really. I think it's more like if you've ever been, I have a decent size of followers on Instagram, and I've been approached about things like, oh, we'll pay for it, or if you're going to pay for it, we'll refund you. So just don't believe people when they're like, hey, I've been shopping for blah, 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 and, you know. All right, so I hope that made sense. I hope that if you're manifesting, that you are being responsible with your money. I think that the universe would want to see you be responsible with money and be like, okay, let me send this person more money. If you're not sure about, I mean, if you want me to do more stuff on manifesting, because I've manifested some really insane things, and I've never like, I mean, I've run up my credit cards, obviously, like any human being, but I've never done it to manifest more stuff. I think that's so silly. I can do some more videos on that, but I think that the most important thing to do when you're manifesting is really have a clear vision of what you want. And even if you're like, how am I gonna do X, Y, and Z? Write it out. Just write it out. Journaling helps so much. Meditation also helps. If you have like, a lot of you have kids and you have so many responsibilities, it might be hard, but if you put a timer on your phone for like 2 minutes and just write some sentences, or just like take a minute to just do like a simple, like close your eyes, maybe in the bathroom or something. Close your eyes and do some breathing. Sometimes an idea will come to you when you kind of like clear out your head and, you know, pay attention. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.